So, good evening to everyone. So, in this session, I'm going to give overview your cloud computing and virtualization subject. So, this is your code B6501 cloud computing and virtualization. This is your first module, introduction to cloud computing. Those are the concepts are there. Already the syllabus copy is uploaded in your college website. This is your second module, broad approaches to migrate into the cloud. The concepts which are included. Third module or third unit is data center technology and virtualization. Here we are focusing what is virtualization, public cloud and private cloud infrastructure, and we are focusing the virtual machine provisioning process and some private cloud open Nobla architecture, some concepts we are discussed in the module 3. In the module 4 is secure distributed data storage in cloud computing. That is cloud storage, why LAN to WAN, and what are the existing commercial cloud service technologies are there. That thing we have to discuss, and some secure distributed data storage in cloud computing. Those concepts we are discussed. In the last module is workflow engine for cloud. That's a small concept. Only the 4 concepts are there. Those are the concepts we discuss. Now, in the first module, that is introduction to cloud computing. Here, for CAT examination point of view, I am given up to the 2 units. That is the first unit and then the second unit. These 2 units I am given for CAT examination. Here, the first unit is the basic concepts only. That is, what is cloud computing? What are the roots of cloud computing? The layers and types of clouds? What are the desired features of cloud computing? Cloud infrastructure management? The infrastructure as service, what the providers are providing? Platform as a service, what the providers are providing? What are the challenges and the risk? Those are the only the basic concepts are introduced in the first module. Basic concepts are introduced in the first module. Now, we'll see that in this session, I am going to give the overview of your first unit. What is cloud computing? What are the basic roots of cloud computing? Layers and types? What are the desired features or the essential characteristics of the cloud computing? Those concepts we'll discuss one by one. Today, I'll give within 1 hour, I'm given the overview of your first module. Right. So this is your first unit. So, you know, what is the cloud computing? Already you have aware of the cloud computing. You studied in undergraduate level cloud computing concepts. What is the cloud computing? Send me in the chart window. Chart option is there. Here you can utilize the chart option, right? So the cloud computing, which is defined as storing and accessing data. Storing and accessing data and computing services over the internet connection, right? If you want to store, if you want to access the data by using the internet connection, it does not store any data on your personal computer. Everything we can store it in the cloud environment, and we can access the data by using the internet connection only. It is the on-demand availability of computing services based on your requirement. We have to use the servers. We have to use the data storage. Whatever you need the networking, that network we have to use it, the databases, etc. That is based on on-demand availability of computing services, we have to use it using the cloud computing. The main purpose of the cloud computing is to give access to data centers to many users. With that data center, not connecting to the few users. N number of users are connected. With that data center, all the services are provided from that data center. So tell me the example. That is our AWS, Amazon Web Service. That is one example for cloud computing service. Azure, it is another example. Google Cloud. Why I mention those cloud platforms is they are the popular cloud platforms throughout the worldwide. Amazon Web Services, Azure, and the Google Cloud. So if you take the AWS, their data centers are available throughout the globe. Their data centers are available. That is, if you want to launch the particular server, for example, in the basic, the startup companies are there. The startup companies, they never purchase, they never investment. Just whatever the service they wanted, that service has to use by using the cloud environment. It may use the AWS or it may use the Azure or it may use the Google Cloud. Based on the company requirement, they are using their services. Right? For that, how many hours they are using, how many months, how many years they are using, based on that, the company has to pay to the cloud provider. Whoever providing the service, that person is nothing but the cloud provider. The top cloud service providers there throughout the worldwide, AWS is the number one cloud platform. Second position now is in Azure. Next, third position is in Google Cloud. That's why I mentioned that the examples of the cloud computing services, AWS, Azure, and the Google Cloud. So what the main purpose of the cloud computing is, we can give access to the data centers to many users. A number of users are connecting, right? The resources has to share. The user can also access data from a remote server. So if you want to store the data, we can store it on the cloud environment, not on your personal computer. If you want to access that data, we can access that data using the internet connection only. For storing the data, for accessing the data, for using the servers, for using the networking, for using the databases, everything can be done by using the cloud environment. So with their data centers, we can use the services. We can use the services. That is about the definition I am providing. There are various definitions are there, the cloud computing. This is one definition I am providing. Now, sir, what are the advantages using the cloud computing? There are many advantages are there. For example, if you are using in your laptop, the storage you are buying at the initial time 500 GB. That is, if you want to extend, you have to go and buy the hard disk and then we can replace your computer with that 1000 GB hard disk, right? That is nothing but that 1000 GB is also limited one, right? But whereas if we are using the cloud environment, the unlimited storage it is providing. Terabytes, petabytes of data, whatever you need the storage, that much of storage is providing from the data center. That is unlimited storage capacity is providing. That is one of the advantages. And one more advantage is whatever the service you are using, for that service only you are using, for that service only we have to pay the amount. If we are using the AWS data center, AWS, the Mumbai region we are using, on that data center, there are many services are available. You are not paying all the services. Whatever the service you are using, that service only we have to pay the amount. For example, if we are using in the AWS, EC2 service we are using. The EC2 service we are using, Elastic Cloud Computing Service. So here in EC2, you are launch the Linux server. You launch the Linux server. That is with the configuration based on as your business requirement. You may launch the 2 CPUs and the 4 GB RAM we are using, or you may use the 10 CPUs and 32 GB RAM capacity. As per your business requirement, we had to use the servers, right? Based on usage only, we had to pay the amount. That is, whatever the services you are using, for that service only we have to use the amount. For that service only we have to pay the amount. That is another advantage. And also the mobility is providing. And one more advantage is the low maintenance cost. For that service, if you are using, the maintenance cost is very, very less. If you have to purchase this many configuration of the server, you have to pay the huge amount. At the startup companies, they never invest huge amount. So they use the cloud platform and they have to use the service, whatever the service they are using, for that only they are paying the amount. That is, the maintenance fees is very, very low cost. And also the accessibility is excellent accessibility can be provided. With the internet is there, then we can access anywhere, anytime, any location. That is, excellent accessibility can be provided. We can improve the collaborations also. That is one more advantage. And one more advantage using the cloud computing is backup and restoring the data. Whatever your data is there, if you want to back up that data, the backup facility is also provided. For that, they are paying, for that you have to pay the amount also. For taking the snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but the backup we are taken. But if you are using the servers, if you want to take the snapshot of that server, whatever the data, whatever the softwares, whatever you are using the company as per your requirement, if you want to take the snapshot or the backup is nothing but the snapshot you are taken, then you can pay the amount for the company. Similarly, it is providing the security also. That is for each and every usage. You may use the AWS or you may use the Azure or you may use the Google Cloud. It is providing the security in the form of the passwords. The organization is using one account, one AWS account or one Azure account, one Google Cloud account. If the organization is using, the company is using one AWS account and the company, there are 1,000 employees are there or 100 employees are there. Let us assume that. For those 100 employees with that single account, they are creating the IAM users, identity and access management users they are providing. Each and every individual user, they are providing the security. With that is a password mechanism. For providing more security, it is providing the multi-factor authentication is also providing, right? That is the data security is provided. Those are some of the advantages I have mentioned in this PPT, right? And then what are the drawbacks? The drawbacks is only without internet connection, we can't access. We can't use the services in the cloud environment services. That is, internet connection is mandatory. Without internet connection, we can't use the services. Whatever the providers has to offer, the AWS or the Azure, we can't use those services without internet connection. That is the major drawback in the cloud computing. And then, sir, one more important question for the external examination point of view or your CAT examination point of view, the layers and types of cloud computing. That is very, very important concept for your end examination point of view, as well as for your internal or the CAT examination point of view. The layers and types. Types is nothing but deployment models. The cloud computing, it is providing the 4 types of clouds are providing. Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and the community cloud. The types of cloud, we also call it as deployment model. Remember the point, sometimes in the examination point of view, they may ask the question deployment model. Cloud deployment model is nothing but we have to write public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and the community cloud. With an example and the explanation, it's required. Or the types of cloud is also nothing but public, private, hybrid, and the community cloud. So deployment model or the types of clouds, both of them are same question, right? So those are the types are there. Public cloud. Public cloud is nothing but public cloud is open to all. For storing the data, for accessing the information, how for storing the data and accessing the information by using the internet connection. Whatever the service you are using, for that service, they have to pay the amount. That is pay-per-usage method. That's why I mentioned the point here on the PPT. The public cloud is open to all to store and access information via internet using paper usage method. In public cloud, computing resources are managed and operated by cloud service provider. Who has to manage, who has to operate means the cloud service provider. Public cloud. Computing resources means servers, networking, storage. Those are nothing but the resources. Those resources are operated by cloud service provider. Sir, what are the examples for public cloud? Amazon Elastic Cloud Computing. That is EC2. Google App Engine. IBM Smart Cloud Enterprise. Microsoft Azure. Windows. Right? Those are the examples I am providing for the public cloud example. Right? So that is public cloud is open to all for storing and accessing information by using the internet connection. Next, what is the another type of the cloud is there? Private cloud. The name itself is suggested. The private cloud is also known it as internal cloud or the corporate cloud. It is used by organization or the company to build and manage their own data centers with internally or by using the third party. Here, using the private cloud, it can deploy using open source tool. The open source tool is nothing but the OpenStack, Eucalyptus Cloud. They are using based on that is the private cloud. That is internally the data centers has to build the organization. Based on the location and the management, National Institute of Standards and Technology, it is divide the private cloud into the two parts. The two parts are, one is on-premise private cloud, second one is outsourced private cloud. The important information is there. That important information has to access it by using the private cloud. Not the important information, not the sensitive information that can be accessed by using the public cloud environment, right? That is what is the private cloud? What is the public cloud? I am explaining. What are the examples for the private cloud? The open source tools they are using, OpenStack, Eucalyptus, OpenNobla. Those are the examples for the private cloud. They are the tools using OpenStack and the Eucalyptus and OpenNobla, right? The hybrid cloud is nothing but the name itself it is suggesting. Hybrid is nothing but what? The combination of what here? Public and private cloud. That is the combination of public and private is known as the hybrid cloud. That's why here I mentioned the PPT also. Public and the private is nothing but the hybrid cloud, right? The examples which I am representing: Gmail, Google Apps, Google Drive, Office 365. Those are the examples which I am representing for the hybrid cloud, right? Now, the another type of the cloud is community cloud. The organizations, that is one organization is there. They are establishing their cloud platform. Next, another organization, that is nothing but the group of similar organization. They form the cloud. That type of cloud is nothing but the community cloud. Community is nothing but the same. For example, the educational organizations are there. That is 10 educational institutions are there. Those 10 educational institutions, they are nothing but the organization 1, organization 2, organization 3, and so on up to organization 10. Those 10 organizations have the common features. So with their features, with their requirements, they are forming one cloud. That type of cloud is nothing but the community cloud. The example is education. Second one is healthcare community cloud. Those are the examples which I am representing for the community cloud, right? Those are nothing but the cloud deployment model. Deployment model or the types of model is nothing but public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and the community cloud. Next. The another one is delivery models. Delivery models are the layers of cloud. Both of them are same. In your examination point of view, explain layers and types of cloud. Means we have to write delivery model and the deployment model. The cloud computing, the delivery models are, the 3 delivery models are there. The 3 delivery models are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. If you are not using the delivery model, that is nothing but the on-premise network. In on-premise network, everything you had to manage it. See that. Networking you had to manage, storage you had to manage, servers you have to manage, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, and the application. Everything you have to manage it in on-premise network. The cloud delivery models are, those are the cloud delivery models. The cloud delivery models are infrastructure as a service. Second one is platform as a service. Third one is software as a service. If you are using the infrastructure as a service, you don't worry about the networking, storage, servers, and the virtualization. Who will take care the networking, storage, servers, and the virtualization is the others are managed. See that the color I am representing. Those color they have to manage by others. Others are nothing but whoever providing the service, that person is nothing but the provider. If we are using AWS, the AWS has to manage networking, storage, server, and the virtualization. You don't need worry about the networking, storage, servers, virtualization if you are using the infrastructure as a service. They are taken care by the others. Means the providers has to take care. Only we have to take care of operating system, middleware, runtime, and the applications. If you are using infrastructure as a service. If the cloud delivery model, platform as a service, up to this, networking, you don't worry. Storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, and the middleware. That is up to those, the others are managed. You don't worry about those things. If you are using platform as a service, only we have to take care of the runtime and the applications. That is to write the code to deploy the application, we have to use the platform as a service. For example, the example I'm saying, if I'm teaching the Java programming, I no need to install the Java software also. Ready-made compilers are available in the Google. Then we have to use those ready-made tools, those apps I am using, then just I can write the code and then I can run that program. I have not installed that software. That is nothing but the platform as a service. If you are using the platform as a service, you don't worry about the networking, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, and the middleware. Only you have to take care of runtime and the applications. If you are using software as a service, you don't take care of anything. Only we have to use the applications. So tell me the example for the software as a service. Now you are listening the Zoom meeting. You are listen the classes. How you are listen the classes? Using the Zoom app. That is the example for the software as a service. Just I am using that service, that application I am using, right? Your go-to meeting. Your go-to meeting. Your Office 365 is there. That is nothing but the software as a service. In your college, in Vardhaman College, you are every day we are entered the attendance. How I am entered the attendance using the ERP portal. That is nothing but the software as a service. Everything will take care by the others. Others means nothing but the providers has to take care. You don't worry about the networking, how we can store the data, how we are providing the services, what the operating system we are using, what the code we are using. You don't worry. Just we have to use the application. For that only we have to pay the amount. Your ERP system, Zoom meeting, GoToMeeting, and Office 365. Those are the examples for the software as a service. So tell me the examples for the infrastructure as a service. I'll tell you. That is those things. The infrastructure as a service is nothing but the AWS is providing. If you are using the EC2 service, you don't worry about the servers. It is providing the providers based on your configuration, based on your requirement. The EC2 service is providing. Right. Now, That is one by one in detail. We have to see that. Just I am providing the basics only, but in your PPTs, I have to mention in clear manner. This infrastructure as a service is also known it as a hardware as a service. It's a computing infrastructure managed by using the internet connection. What is the main advantage by using the infrastructure as a service is that is it helps users to avoid the cost and complexity of purchasing and maintaining the physical servers. You no need to purchase the servers if you are using the infrastructure as a service based on your requirement, based on your business requirement. You have to use the servers. Whatever you are using the cloud platform, you may use the AWS, you may use the Azure, or you may use the Google Cloud. That's why this infrastructure as a service is also known it as a hardware as a service. But the main advantage by using this infrastructure as a service is nothing but cost and complexity of purchasing and managing your physical server. You are not purchasing the servers, you are using the servers. Based on that usage, you have to pay the amount. That's why this is also called it as a hardware as a server. Sir, tell me the examples for the infrastructure as a service is nothing but those are the examples. Amazon Web Services, NetMagic Solutions, Rackspace, Reliance Communication, Shifty Technologies, Tata Communications. Those are the examples I am representing. Next, what is the another delivery model? Platform as a service. Platform as a service is created for the programmers. It is specifically created for the programmer to develop the application, to test the application, to run and manage your application. We have to use the platform as a service, right? The examples for the platform as a service is Google App Engine, Salesforce, Azure, AppFug, Cloud Foundry from VMware, OpenShift. Those are the examples for platform as a service. The another type of the cloud delivery model are software as a service. It's also called it as on-demand software. It's a software in which the applications are hosted by cloud service provider. Users can access this application with the help of the internet connection and the web browser only. For that, we have to pay the amount only. Everything will be taken by the providers. We'll see this diagram. This diagram has to show the clear understanding of what the infrastructure as service is providing, platform as service, software as a service. This diagram is given the clear clarity of the cloud delivery models. So the examples for the cloud delivery software as a service, the examples I am representing Oracle CRM, Salesforce, Office 365, GoToMeeting, your Zoom meeting, and the ERM. Those are the examples for the software as a service, right? So those are nothing but the layers and types of clouds. In the examination point of view, that question is very, very important, right? And also, in your syllabus, those are the concepts are there. That is what are the cloud characteristics are there. The cloud essential characteristics are, those are the cloud essential characteristics. This question is also important for the examination point of view. Cloud essential characteristics. Those are the cloud essential characteristics. Resources we have to pull. On-demand self-service it is providing based on your requirement. And also the maintenance is very, very easy maintenance. The AWS or the Azure or the Google Cloud, it is throughout the globe it is providing. That's why the large network access, anywhere, any location, anytime, we can access that one. The availability, 24/7, 7 days, 365 days it is available. That much of robust is providing. And also automatic system it is providing. For that auto scaling concepts are there. For example, if you are using one application, for that application, if we are using the default 2 CPUs and the 4 GB RAM we are using, whenever the festival season is there, the example I am saying, the Flipkart, Amazons are there. Whenever the festival season will came, that is in Dasara and Diwali offers, they are providing some offers so that the more number of customers are using those websites, Flipkart and the Amazon websites they are using. So for that, automatically it is the burden for the CPU and the RAM capacity. Whenever the festival season is came, all the users or use the Flipkart and the Amazon services. That's why we have to increase automatically the number of CPUs and the RAM capacity. That is providing the auto scaling is also supporting. Auto scaling is also providing. That is, whenever the CPU utilization is reaching 70%, automatically it is increase the CPU. One more CPU is added. That feature is nothing but the auto scaling feature. That auto scaling concept I explained with the hands-on in the AWS. The already I'm providing, already I shared the YouTube link. On that YouTube link, I'm given the 30 videos, or I think 30 or 32 videos are there for the AWS. And Azure, I am providing 10 videos I am providing. Still now I am updating for the Azure, right? We can watch those videos. Then you are getting the hands-on. That is AWS and the Azure hands-on I am providing. And also economically, it is better when you are using the cloud platform. Security is also providing. For each and every user, it is providing the security in the form of the passwords. For providing more authentication, it is providing multi-factor authentication. It may be providing for the Azure, AWS, and the Google Cloud Platform also. And also, whatever the service you are using, for that service only, we have to pay the amount. That is pay per as you go. And the measured services are providing. Those are some essential characteristics or the futures. Futures are the essential characteristics. Both of them are the same question. That is also important for the examination point of view. Those are the essential futures or the characteristic. That explanation part I am providing here. And then one more question here in the first module. Uh, Roots of the cloud computing. What is the roots of the cloud computing? This diagram we had to draw it, and we had to explain what are the roots for the cloud computing. The roots are the utility and grid computing, automatic computing and data center, SOA, Web 2.0, web service, and hardware virtualization. Those are the roots for cloud computing. Before that, I explain in this module the introduction I am explaining. So the roots of cloud computing is nothing but here, those one. Before cloud computing, to introduce the cloud computing, what are the roots? This is the roots from distributed 1950s to up to the cloud computing. These many things are technologies are providing: distributed computing, mainframe computing, cluster computing, grid computing, virtualization, web 2.0, service oriented, utility computers are providing. I can explain in this PPT everything clearly. That is what you want it. What the distributed computing is providing, what are the drawbacks are there, what the mainframe computing is providing, what are the drawbacks it is providing, cluster computing, why you go for the grid computing, why you go for the virtualization, what are the drawbacks are there. That is, in this PPT, I have mentioned that the evolution of the cloud computing. Evolution of the cloud computing is nothing but the basic roots of the cloud computing. If you are study the evolution of the cloud computing is nothing but you can easily write the roots of the cloud computing. This diagram we can draw it, and then we can explain pin to pin points. That is next, and also in this module, I have to cover the cloud characteristics, deployment and delivery models, infrastructure management, and also infrastructure as a service. The infrastructure as a service, that's in detail I am providing. What I explain on the cloud delivery model, it is providing the cloud computing. Three types of the delivery models are supporting: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. First, I have to explain in this delivery model or the layers of the cloud computing. Infrastructure as a service, it's also known it as a hardware as a service. Hardware as a service. It allows the customers to outsource their IT infrastructure. It is providing servers, networking, processing, storage, virtual machines, and other resources are providing by using the infrastructure as a service. This is providing based on pay-per usage model. By using the internet connection, we have to use the servers, we have to use the storage, virtual machines, and the other resources. The infrastructure. and the load balancers are providing. In this diagram, I am representing diagrammatically. See that.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Yeah. Now see that my voice is clear. Send me in the chat window. I think voice is clear now, right? Okay. So here in infrastructure as a service, what the providers has to provide, and platform as a service, what the providers are providing. That is in diagram I explained. That is programming languages, application framework, database, other tools are all supported if you are using platform as a service. And also, what are the advantages? Platform as a service. Those points I have to mention. And what are the drawbacks are there? What are the examples for infrastructure as a service? Similarly, in this module, I shared the PPTs also. This is not there in your syllabus. However, that I am providing the PPT for the software as a service, what the providers are providing, what are the advantages, what are the drawbacks, what are the essential characteristics for the software as a service. And in your syllabus, this concept is there. Challenges in cloud computing. Those are the challenges that there. See in the diagram. Whenever you are seeing the diagram, we can clearly understand. That is still, even though it is providing the passwords and it is providing for more authentication, more security purpose, it is providing multi-factor authentication. Still, the researchers has to use the challenging is security and privacy, and portability issues are there. Service quality issues are there. Even though this much of service is providing, quality service is somewhat it is a problem, challenging task. Computing performance, reliability point of view, and interoperability. Those are some of the challenges and the risks of the cloud computing. Challenges of the risk of the cloud computing. Okay. These points you can mention it, and one by one we can clearly explain. Then you are getting the marks for the challenges and the security. Those are the concepts in the first module. See that? See that? cloud computing in nutshell. Nutshell is nothing but the history of the cloud computing. Roots of the cloud computing. What are the basic roots? What are the basic things? What are the basics are there for the cloud computing? What are the layers and types of cloud computing? Layers is nothing but infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Types of clouds. Types of clouds is nothing but public, private, hybrid, and the community clouds. And what are the desired features of cloud computing? Features are the essential characteristics, right? The cloud infrastructure management. What are the two in that PPT? I explained what are the tools are providing cloud infrastructure management, right? I explain on that PPT. You can see that. And the infrastructure as a service, what the providers are providing. Platform as a service, what the providers are providing. Similarly, I explained the last one is what are the challenges and the risk. Challenges is nothing but the risks. And also the hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is nothing but the combination of public and the private, right? That's your first module. I'll give the overview regarding your first unit, right? See, for the CAT examination point of view, 1 mark questions are there. Those 1 mark question you have to prepare. They're the simple. What are the list the advantages of the cloud computing? Define cloud computing, right? What is hybrid cloud? What is the public cloud? Differentiate between private and public cloud. Just we can write down to the 2-3 points, then you are getting the marks. What is virtualization? The small concepts only I am given. What are the examples for the infrastructure as a service? What are the examples for the public cloud? What are the examples for the private cloud? That type of short questions I am given for the 1 mark questions, right? This is about the major essay questions in this first module is layers and types of cloud. That is for all the sets, 3 sets I am given that question. It may be the direct or it may be the indirect. This question I am given. This question I am given. In one set I am given explain the layers and types of cloud. In another set may be given explain the deployment models with suitable example. In another question may be asking explain the delivery models with a suitable example. Like that way I can cover the 3 sets, right? How the same question can be asking in the different formats I am asking. And also desired features of cloud computing. In one question maybe in one set may be asking desired features. In another set, what are the essential characteristics? Characteristics of the features are nothing but the same. And what are the basic roots of cloud computing? That question is also I asked, right? In one question, in one set I am asking what the infrastructure as service providers is providing. In another question may be asking, another set I am asking what the platform as a service providers are providing. Like that I am asking the questions, right? Next. In the another module, those are the concepts are there. What are the broad approaches to migrate into the cloud? One important question is there in the second unit, that is the 7-step model of migration into the cloud. And what are the challenges of software as a service paradigm? Approaching the software as a service integration enigma, integration methodologies, integration products and platform, business to business integration. Those are the concepts that are there in broad approaches to migrate into the cloud platform. Just I'll give what are the 7-step model is there. That thing only I had to explain in this session. Okay, that is here in this PPT, I have mentioned that why organization has to move to the cloud platform. What are the reasons that there? There are many reasons that there. There are economic and business reasons why the organization or the enterprise application can migrate to the cloud. There are several number of technical reasons that there. Many of these efforts come up as initiative and adaptation of cloud technologies in enterprise and resulting the integration enterprise application running of them, and they are using the data centers. With the data centers they are using the services. That's why the organization or the startup companies, they are moved to the cloud environment. That's the major reason. There are a number of reasons that there.
This is the migration can be happen in the 5 levels. It may happen the application, code, designing, architecture, or the usage, right? This is mathematical equation format which I am representing. P, PC dash, PL dash, POFC. I can explain that clearly, those notations and the terminologies, right? This question is important. The 7-step model of migration into the cloud. There are 7 steps are there to migrate into the cloud. Migration and application to the cloud is not an easy task. It is important strictly to add here the 7-step model to ensure the process for the strong and the error free. Strong network and also the error free. The 7-step model is there. Those, what are the 7 steps are there is nothing but those are the 7 steps. That is conduct cloud migration assessment, isolate the dependencies, map the messaging and environment, re-architecture and implement loss functionalities, and leverage cloud functionalities and features, test the migration, and iterate and optimize. Those are the 7 steps are there. Though whatever I mentioned the point, those 7 points I have to represent in the diagram. Those are the 7 stages. Assess, isolate, mapping, re-architect, augment, testing, and optimization. That is, it is starting here and it is ending here. If they are not satisfied, then this cyclic will be formed for each and everyone. That's why the iterative 7-step migration model. We call it as a iterative 7-step migration model. 1 mark also I am asking this question. Draw the 7-step migration model. Only we have to draw the diagram. Only we have to draw the diagram only. Then we are getting the 1 mark. Next. Here, assessment model, what it is providing. That is, migration start with assessment of the issues relating to migrating at the application, code, designing, architecture level. However, assessment is nothing but the action are also required for tools being used for functionality, test cases, and configure of the application. That is the assessment stage. And what we are done in the isolate stage, mapping, re-architecture, augment, testing, and the optimization. Those the some details of the iterative 7-step model in this one I am providing in the table format. That's what we have to done at the assessment, isolate, mapping, re-architect, augment, test, and the optimization. Right? In this, the further what are the how we have to apply the 7-step model to the Amazon Web Services. Whatever I explained in this the 7-step model in the diagram I have mentioned. Assess, isolate, map, re-architect, augment, test, optimize. Those 7-step model, how we have to apply to the Amazon Web Services. That I have to explain in those PPTs. See that. Out of the 7 steps, I am using only 6 steps I am using. What are the 6 steps are there? That explanation part I am providing on those PPTs at the last. Right? And what are the migration risk issues are there? That's I have to mention. Right? Here in the next chapter, in this second module, this one I am providing. That is integration as service. What are the advantages of the cloud integration? And what are the cloud integration, how we have to done it? The integration as a service, what it is providing. What are the challenges of the software as a service paradigm, right? That is here I mentioned the headings only, then we can elaborate it based on your subheadings, right? Then only you are getting the full marks. What are the integration challenges? If you are integrate with the cloud environment, what are the challenges you are facing? What are the risks you are facing? Those only I have mentioned the point only, then we can elaborate it as per your points. Then the approaching the software as a service integration enigma. What are the approaches are there? Those theory concepts are there, we can study it. And also new integration scenarios. Those are the new integration scenarios are there within public cloud, homogeneous cloud, heterogeneous cloud. With the help of the diagram, we can analyze easily within the public cloud what the new integration scenario is there. Homogeneous cloud, what is the homogeneous cloud? And with that diagram, we can easily understand what is the homogeneous cloud. Heterogeneous cloud, those are nothing but the three new integration scenarios I mentioned, the three major new integration scenarios. And also, what are the methodologies set there? Integration methodologies, total three methods I mentioned. The three methods and the explanation part I have mentioned. In examination point of view, three new integration scenarios, integration methodologies I am asking, and software as a service challenges also I am asking, right? And we can write down the example. What are the integration methodologies set there? And also, this question also I am asking. Data integration engineering life cycle phases. What are the phases are there? Understanding, defining, designing, implementation, and the testing. Those are the phases are there. And this is the last topic for the software as a service integration, products and the platform. Those are the theory concepts are there in the second module, right? Those are the concepts in the first module and the second module. For the CAT examination point of view, first two units for the CAT examination point of view, right? For laboratory point of view, cloud computing and virtualization, one, I'm using AWS, full-fledged, complete your AWS course I am uploaded on the YouTube channel. 30 videos are there. Azure, still now it is in progress. Now currently the 10 videos which are available in the Azure also. However, my class is also over. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Raise your hand. Anyone have any questions? Raise your hand. All of you subscribe my YouTube channel. Then you got the more information about the latest technology, AWS and the Azure concepts. If you prepare thoroughly for the AWS only, I have mentioned on the videos, hands-on only, AWS and the Azure, only hands-on. Theory I am given the less important. Why? Because you may got the point from anywhere. You may got the points from textbook. You may got the point from the internet, or you may got the points, the theory concepts from the YouTube channel. Anyone you can got the information for the theory. But I'm given the more weightage for the hands-on. That much weightage I am providing in my YouTube channel, AWS and the Azure. Only I am given the more weightage for the hands-on only. You have to subscribe and you have to prepare properly for the AWS. You are concentrate on the AWS, then you can prepare and you apply the jobs also for the AWS associate level. Architecture jobs we can apply it. Then you are getting the good package also, right? Anyone have any queries? No? No queries? No questions from your side? I think all are you are studied the PG. No questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me, ma. Anita, చెప్పండి ma.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yes, sir. This integration as a service and infrastructure as a service both are different, sir.
And infrastructure as a service, software as a service.
At the end, in the last module, sir, you
Okay.
have told that integration as a service. Yes.
Okay. Integration is
Eh,
nothing but how we have to integrate. Our organization is integrate with the cloud environment. What are
yes.
the challenges that there? In
Okay.
infrastructure as a service, what are the
It's a
challenges?
module.
What are the futures are there? Already I
Okay.
told the infrastructure as a service. Integration is nothing but how your organization integrate with the cloud environment.
Cloud.
But that
Yes.
what are the challenges or what are the risks you are facing? That point
Yes.
it is mentioned on that PPTs.
Oh, okay, sir. And
Okay.
one more thing, sir, this AWS,
Okay.
do we have to subscribe for this, that we have to enter our credit card details and all in the
Yes, yes, yes,
website?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
That is
so for the base,
for that also the video I am providing for the first video in the AWS, how we
yes,
have to create your AWS account. It is providing 1 year of the free services. Within 1 year, majority of the services are providing only the few services. That is nothing but if you are using the Lambda service, if you are using the static IP address, then you are getting the bill. No doubt about it. Even though if you are using the free tier also, within the 1 year also, if you are using the static IP address, is nothing but you are holding your IP address. You are
yeah,
not release your IP address. Means
okay,
the AWS, we have to pay them. If you are using the
okay,
static IP address, if you are using some paid versions Lambda services, then you got the bill. If you are
okay,
using some CloudWatch also, suppose if you are using the database, MySQL, it's the free service it is providing. Sir, I don't need the free service. I want to use the SQL. Then you got the bill from the AWS. We have to pay the amount to the providers. Right?
yes,
And that videos I am providing maximum the free service facilities I am providing, and also some features I have to explain with the paid service also. I have to explain on each and every video on 30 videos. This is the paid version. Be take care. That's why only for practicing. After completion of your practice, we can close the services. Whatever you are
mhm,
using the services, at the end we can terminate or we can close the services. Otherwise, you got the bill. That much of
yes,
clarity I am given
that's
in
good.
each and every video I am providing,
Okay,
right?
okay, fine,
And
sir.
some short videos also I'm providing for the AWS. Azure, however, I think I am providing 10 videos are in the short format only.
Okay, sir.
10 to 15 minutes and 20 minutes I am providing, right?
Okay, done. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? No? Then I can end the session. You can prepare the theory in your own way. Whatever the, if you know the point, then we can elaborate it. You are the PG students, you know how we can express your representation in the point wise only. You don't write it in the paragraph wise format. You know well, you are the PG students.